Alright, everybody. Podcast day. And it's not gonna end well.
No, it is not. For today we discuss the dumpster fire.
Oh, the sins of Alex Kurtzman.
Yes.
Let us
Alex.
begin.
Yes.
I suppose I should really switch to the first ship that was the true sin.
Right.
I suppose somebody's going to be making a comment on Of a Solar Empire.
We're starting. Yes.
Now, I do not have the Narada, and it's not in-game.
Yes.
But I do have this.
Yes.
The Einstein class.
Einstein class. Also known as the USS Kelvin. The ship whose destruction set the Kelvin timeline into motion.
I would like to argue that the timeline went a little bit screwy beforehand. And I think I can prove it if... Well, you have the NX refit, okay?
Yeah?
Kindly log on to STO and meet me at K7.
Okay, one moment.
See, there's a reason I say this. I am in Sermon System 1, just in case you were wondering.
Yep, I need to get into STO.
This ship is big. Really, really big.
And I need to... Yeah, I got the NX through the bundle. I need to put it on a ship and then bring it over.
It's not just the size, it's the stylization of the ship.
Yeah.
It looks too primitively advanced, if that's the correct term.
Alright, come on. Pick a character. Let's see. Character. Okay, my one with the new one with the fake captain bundle can do this easily enough.
Gotta love having technical difficulties, right?
Not so much technical difficulties as hey, come on.
Yeah, I haven't played with this tune very much, and for good bloody reason.
Yeah, and for the tune that I'm going to be using, I only just made the bloody thing. Let's see. Alright. Tier 6. Ledge. Okay. Temporal Operative Escort.
Now, I don't have much of a problem with the configuration. Just everything else.
Save USS Glade. Okay. Let's see.
Should I just pause and wait for you?
I'm coming.
Oh, look at that. Somebody's flying around in what appears to be a...
Let's see. Okay. Customize. I do not want the Columbia, I want the NX refit.
Well, any NX will do. They're all the same size.
Yep.
In fact, somebody's approaching at high speed in what appears to be a Ranger-class starship? I can't tell.
Well, okay. I've got it. Let's see. I'm heading to Seoul. I am heading from ESD into Seoul. I tend to hang out at ESD. I know you tend to hang out at K7, but...
Yeah, and for good reason. It's the less crowded of the two.
Let's see. Can I...
yeah, if the ship was a lot smaller and that nacelle pylon was a lot longer, and you get the idea. It'd be a lot less sinful, as it were. In fact, I'm going to be using you as the comparison for everything STD related.
Right.
After all, I'm going to need a yardstick.
Yep. Alright. I'm sending a team invite just to make sure we end up in the same instance.
Indeed.
Okay.
You'll have plenty of room. There's only 2 people here, including me.
Yep. Alright.
But yeah, this will just give me the time to show off every single variant.
Yep.
Of course, the only ship that won't have much of a sizing problem is probably the one with the least number of... Holy crap.
What?
A Eternal class dreadnought just dropped beside me.
Holy cow!
And I'm only half his size.
Huh. See if you could message him and tell him to just stay there for a moment.
I'm not sure he's gonna stay there, but I'm getting all this on video.
Right. Well,
nothing to say, Jorn? Or are you just seething in rage?
Come on, get there. I'm entering the Risa
sector. Be angry. Vent, Jorn. Unleash the rage.
That is the purpose of this stream. Okay.
Did his throat just explode?
I don't know. Anyway, I've entered the Risa sector. I've long passed Risa, coming up to the Yamaga system.
Seriously, that ship is 1,500 meters long. It's the size of an ISB. And I'm only half its size.
Okay, I've passed Yamaga. I'm coming up on the border to the Aldebaran sector.
Really, it's kilometer. Really, it's only... I think it's more the size of a Prosecutor class Star Destroyer, but I'm not entirely sure.
Right. Coming up to case...
Aww.
He disappeared?
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm coming up.
And
coming up to
a NX refit kit bash just appeared.
Right. Well, I'm coming in.
There you are.
Yep. Let's see. Alright, there you are. Come on.
Let's get a nice comparison of size.
Okay, come on.
And the size of a bloody galaxy.
Beep, 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 beep.
I am 3 times your length.
Yeah.
But as sinful as this ship is, at least it's not the STD. At least it's not the Jar Jar Connie. Oh, wait.
Yeah. You have that.
I have many of that, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Well, here's the sin. You may start crying at will.
Jeez, this thing! This bloody thing! That is a hot ride!
Yeah.
Yeah, Starfleet starships are not hot rods.
Yeah, you know what the worst part is?
What?
It only gets worse.
Yeah.
I wondered when his rage would break.
Okay. From there, we go to...
The legendary.
This was the... oh, jeez. Jeez, that looks even more hot roddy.
Yeah, it's like they tried mixing in the Phase 2 Connie with everything else.
Yeah.
It's kind of freaking disgusting.
Agreed. Of course. We still have one more STD boat.
Well, one more Jar Jar boat.
Yeah, one more JJ boat. Then we get into STD proper. Holy cow!
I'm the size of an Imperial-class Star Destroyer!
Yes. This is the starship from Star Trek Into Darkness. The Section 31 starship.
Oh, the sins.
Literally the only ship from that JJ made that was right.
To a point. You are seeing... You are...
The whole is a one blemish.
Yes. And the exposed bridge.
Yeah.
Those can be fixed. Those can be fixed.
Yes.
Yeah. Star Trek Into Darkness. More like Star Trek Into Brightness. One of my friends called it that, and I think it works.
I will give it this credit, though. At least they were intelligent enough to find a way to cover the deflector dish. Whenever this thing enters combat, shunk.
Yeah. Or another friend came up for this. Well, technically they came up with one for the original '09 film. Lens Flare Incorporated presents Stuff Blowing Up and Stuff in Space. I call Into Darkness. Lens Flare Incorporated presents Stuff Blowing Up and Stuff in Space. The sequel. Beyond is the threequel.
And now we have a ship that has less sins. Now, the Walker. I have a few problems with this ship, but not as many as some might think. And there's good reason for that, especially for you, Jorn. See, it looks kind of like the Poseidon.
Yeah, fair enough. It looks like it's like a step between the Poseidon and the Miranda.
And I like the bridge.
The engines are wrong. The engines are so fucking wrong.
I'm aware. I am well aware. That is one of the few... This ship has problems. I'm aware of that. But just imagine it with round nacelles, Jorn. Just imagine it with the round ones.
Yeah.
And a covered bridge, because transparent aluminum just doesn't work.
Yeah. I mean, that's if Lens Flare Incorporated presents Stuff Blowing Up and Stuff in Space, the trilogy was hot rod. I talked about it had a main flaw of being hot roddy. STD, its main flaw is so many missed opportunities and flawed concepts.
And mostly anachronisms.
Yeah, anachronisms too. I mean, this thing. Most of the ships in STD definitely look like they would fit more in the 24th century than the 23rd.
Or at least the late 23rd. I could imagine this thing as a TMP boat. Real easy.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
In fact, that's kind of what Cryptic did. They
Yeah,
realized just that and designed the Giorgio class.
yeah. That w- Definitely. Next up.
Next up, I'm gonna save the most egregious one for last.
Okay.
Jorn might get a kick out of this one.
Alright, we'll see. Hmm. Oh, this is the Malachowski. This is our starter ship. Looks sort of like a tiny. It looks like a bit like a tinier walker.
Well, it kind of is.
Yeah.
It also shares the same skins as the Miranda. In fact, the guys from Cryptic actually went, screw it, this thing is a Miranda.
Oh yeah. They put the Malachowski skin in with all the Miranda skins.
And I'm only just about your size, so this is probably the ship with the least amount of sins.
Yeah. The main one being those nacelles.
Oh no, he's at it again. What, is the fact that I named it the Lilith mean anything to you?
No, it's the engines.
I can fix that.
Always the engine.
Oh,
Yes.
it could get worse.
And something tells me it's about to get worse. Oh, this is the Eagle.
Yeah. Remember when I
Now
said...
you're just fucking with me.
Oh, believe me, it does get worse. Because this is the ship I tend to deem as the...
Proto-Oberth?
Yep.
I mean, yeah, I can sort of see it. I mean, I remember what the people who did Star Trek Continuum did with the Oberth.
Just extend that engineering section a little.
Yeah, extend the engineering section and add in the struts to the canoe.
And the canoe itself.
Yeah.
Battle speed, Hortator.
Yeah. But yeah. Again, aside from the nacelles, it isn't too bad, but it only gets worse.
Gets kind of worse, gets kind of better. Alright. Where's my favorite of the lot?
You actually have a favorite. Hmm.
Yeah. I happen to like the Shepherd.
Oh, this is the one that becomes the Gagarin. We'll get to that.
There's a reason I say that. You could easily kit bash this thing into becoming an Excelsior.
Yeah,
Just,
I can definitely see that.
I mean, my big problem with it is the split pylons.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's timing it for the crossfield.
Okay.
It's for... And now for the thing I hate the most.
Oh yes, I think I know what you're doing. What you're going for this time.
Yes, the ship that makes no sense.
The McGee. Look, I can get the idea of the close-in warp nacelles with the Defiant, but the McGee, it doesn't just put them next to the primary hull, it puts them in the hull.
And worse, those are windows.
Ugh.
People
Meaning
are...
there's supposed to be habitable spaces inside the nacelles, when there shouldn't be.
Do you know
Just
how much heat and radiation those things put out? And I'm even more offended about it because this thing is named after a Canadian aviator.
But yeah. Yeah. This is the one thing that's not a. This is the one thing that is worse than a failed concept. This is a concept that would not work for the time period. Late 24th century, they would have been able to reduce the heat output.
Yeah, they would have been able to sink the heat somewhere else.
Yes. 23rd century, early 23rd century, it just does not work.
And now that that part's over with, yeah, the Somerville class. Well, Hernandez class.
Right. That's another one that could look like a decent proto-Earth.
Yeah, this one more than the others because of the general configuration.
Yeah.
Of
Granted,
course,
those holes in the saucer don't look healthy.
Yeah, you are seeing where that's going, aren't you?
Oh, great. That leads up to...
Oh, I'm not pulling out that one, but you know where it's going.
Yeah.
Because this ship is directly related to that thing.
Yeah.
But I'm saving it for last. I'm saving it for Jorn. Because the moment he pops in, I'm going to show it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he went AFK.
Right.
Yeah, the Hoover this thing could potentially save the thing we're leading up to.
Yeah, I mean, it has a solid saucer section.
It also has the exact same shape of the secondary hull. At least until you get to the pylons.
Yeah.
So, as far as I'm concerned, logically, this is the same saucer that belongs to the Crossfield class.
Yes, the same proper saucer section.
Not the split one. You've seen the split one.
Yes. This is basically the Crossfield's Miranda.
And it's not bad. Somebody's having fireworks fun.
Yeah. Let's see.
The
This one's
Cardenas class. I have no idea how to pronounce the pronunciation of this thing.
Right, this was the one from... This was that one Admiral's flagship, right? The Europa.
No, that was the Nimitz class. Was that Jorn?
Are you there, Jorn?
This was the same class as the Baran.
Ah, yes.
You know, you came in just in time. We're getting close. We're getting closer. And you're gonna yell.
Okay, what's next?
But we're not that close yet.
This is the Europa.
Well, the Nimitz class.
Yeah. But the USS Europa, also known as that one Admiral's flagship, that was destroyed by the Klingons, by the Klingons, we will get to that in a bit, deploying a bloody ram ship. A ram ship! Those things went out of style back in the single digits AD!
Not really. More like triple digits, but you're not far off.
Yeah!
Yeah, you see, this is actually one of another preferred ship, because I could change the colors on this thing to TMP, and unless you looked close, you wouldn't be able to tell the difference.
Yeah. Seriously, that actually does look like it could work in TMP era with some proper
Swap out
retooling.
the nacelles, give it a Constellation-style saucer section, a roll bar with the torpedo launcher. I wouldn't mind the strut, because the strut works.
Yeah.
Torpedo magazine.
Oh gee, only discovered took place in a TMP era. Oh wait.
Yeah, if only. It's pre-TOS.
Yeah. Alright, next.
You knew it was gonna happen.
Is it finally time?
Actually, we have a slight problem. Because I have this thing in the mirror coloration. But here it is, in all its glory.
The crossfield.
The fucking pizza cutter.
Yeah.
Yes, the demonic... the frickin' pizza cutter from hell.
What is with Kurtzman in putting holes in our goddamn ships?
And
We're not going to start on the spore drive. We are not going to start on the spore drive. We are not going to start on the spore
It
drive.
fucking spins!
yeah.
Oh, now you asked for it. You
Yeah.
literally asked for it.
Oh, fucking retarded.
I know.
Yeah. That's the shroom nonsense.
The disc turns round, the ship spins fucking round. What the fuck were they thinking with this garbage?
I wish
don't
I
know.
knew. I wish I knew. So I could torpedo. So I could tell. So I could find a way to chew them out for it. But
I'm aware. I'm so aware. Seeing this thing pains me.
yes.
The only reason I have this piece of garbage is because people kept asking for it on the Trek Wars Discord. They kept begging me for it.
Yes. But you can see where the Macquarie design that we see in Star Trek Continuum was used to design this thing.
It
And
is. It is an abomination.
yes, the Macquarie was decent. This is not. This is the demonic pizza cutter from hell.
It is the abomination.
Yes.
The one who created it deserves a fate worse than any in history. Death. It cannot come sooner for the one who birthed this ship.
Yes. And then but there's one more abomination we have to show.
Really? And which one is that?
They tried to improve on perfection.
Oh, yes. You don't improve on perfection.
They tried.
They
They
failed.
And they produced this.
The angles are all off.
The
But
nacelles.
every,
Yeah.
everything is off. But, fortunately, You don't. Fortunately, there is a saving grace, because now we have a side-by-side shot.
Yes.
Honestly, this is the only one that I'm not as mad as I would be. This one right here.
Fair enough. I mean,
Yeah, that's only because you like carriers.
yeah. But
If they had made this ship wasn't the Enterprise, and they just made it so like it's a offshoot of the Constitution class, like call it the Miracle Worker class, I would be perfectly fine with this ship.
but it's not. They called it a Connie. They called it the Enterprise. But we know what the original Enterprise looks like from TOS. This thing is not it. They took the pylons from TMP, the hull from Phase 2. The saucer is an ungodly hybrid of all three. And the nacelles. Ugh, this is an inbred abomination that is also way too big.
It is 440 meters long.
The original Connie,
290.
that is at least a 33% size increase.
25, but you're not wrong. It's too big.
Yes, just why, Kurtzman? Why did you have your people take the Connie that people know and love and turn it into this?
That said, there is good news. We can salvage this thing.
Yeah.
Strange
Yeah.
New Worlds, thankfully, has been doing a little bit of damage control. Everyone knows we hate STD. So they're really trying hard with damage control.
They are failing.
For the most part. They
Yeah.
did produce a ship that looks a lot like the STD Connie, and they named it the Sombra class.
So we have the final stage between the NX and the Connie.
And it had a lower registry code, which means the Sombra is somewhere between 900 and 1699.
Okay. That's good.
Oh, it's not. We're not done.
What now? Oh, is this the mirror?
Yep.
The mirror shepherd.
Yep.
You brought it in because of that logo.
You did.
Yes.
It had to be done. Somebody had to
Yes.
comment on it.
Yes. Yes. I mean, the Terran Empire in Star Trek, in the original series, and when it appeared in STO, it already had a decent, evil-looking logo.
Dagger
Why
through
did
the earth. Dagger through the earth. That's all you need.
Yeah. Why did they have to add the inverted delta?
Otherwise known as the Satanic Delta.
Yes. Ugh.
What is their obsession with that thing? It's like they are trying to say, hi, the Delta's everywhere. This is Star Trek. When it didn't work that way.
Yeah. The Enterprise... The Delta only first appeared in the original... chronologically, the Delta arrow was only the symbol of the original Enterprise and her crew. It was not the symbol of the Federation as a whole until the motion picture era. And that was simply because of how famous Kirk and his crew made that logo. For it to have been around during the time of SCD, and for the Mirror Universe to have an inverted satanic delta in their logo, it's just, why?
I don't know. I simply do not know. That said, at least we do get some good stuff out of it. Because the Gagarin model, the Gagarin looks perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Shield and sword. But we will not be discussing that today.
Now, do we have any other models that we do need to discuss today?
Well, if anyone wants to... Well, I want to save the 31st century stuff for later. After all, 31C is perfectly fine.
Yeah.
After all, future tech.
Yeah. I mean, sure. That's fine. It's the far future. It's the far future. We saw the Wells. It was... in Voyager, the Wells class, when it showed up, was a 29th century design, and it was vastly different than than most Starfleet designs we know. Who knows what kind of starship designs? Who knows how starship design language could have evolved between the 24th and the 29th or even 31st centuries?
Hey, this much, they don't fucking float.
We'll discuss that matter when we finally get to that. And if somebody wants to get me the Kirk class or something.
Right.
Because right now, the only boat I have is the Eisenberg.
Right.
We will discuss that on a later date. Next time,
Yes.
we start enjoying ourselves.
Yes, because next time we get to talk about the people who know what they are doing when it comes to starship designs. The true inheritors of Jeffries and Eves and everyone who designed the starships for TOS, Next Gen, DS9, Voyager, and the movies. We get to talk about Cryptic's designs. Look forward to that, viewers.
Signing off.
I need a drink.